Okay, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us in our third Greenback series in 2023. My name is Kenny, and I'll be bringing you through today's session. We know 12 p.m. is usually your lunch period, so we hope to keep this a power-packed 45-minute session that will give you lots of information about the PACE at NTU Built Environment Program. So this series is brought to you by Global Green Connect, which is an integrated sustainability company that provides consulting, training, market entry advisory for SMEs, corporates, and agencies. We have an academy arm that has a pool of local and global leaders and practitioners dedicated to offering sustainability education to individuals and professionals looking to learn and implement practical sustainability knowledge and skills for business growth. So Global Green Connect has partnered with NTU to co-develop and deliver sustainable technology programs for upskilling professionals who are keen on emerging green economy. So we have developed 3 programs, and they will be administered by PACE at NTU with the aim of equipping Singaporeans with future-ready skills for emerging and existing green jobs. That being said, today we will be focusing on one program, which is Driving Sustainability in Green Technology, the Future of Smart Building and Smart City. So as you know, there is a nationwide push for sustainability, and ambitious targets to green the built environment sector have been set under the latest edition of the Singapore Green Building Master Plan. Buildings account for more than 20% of Singapore's emissions, and we need to push hard to make the city more sustainable. So to achieve this, we need to use cleaner energy and increase our energy efficiency. So hence, the 8-day program on the future of smart building and smart city has been developed to help professionals in the industry acquire knowledge on developing a sustainability action plan for the organization. And for those who are considering a mid-career switch to plug into continuous learning, this will also help them make a switch successfully as well. So to help understand the full program details and how it will be beneficial for your knowledge and career, let me introduce our 2 speakers for today's info session. We have our program director and trainer joining us today. Both of them will be our trainers for the course as well. So let me introduce and welcome them, Mr. Eric Low. He is the Vice President of 𝐸_Element, and Mr. Syed Mubarak, Vice President, Sustainability and Technology at EPS Private Limited. He will be our trainer as well. And for Eric, he is our Program Director for this course. So before I hand over the session to Eric, I would like to maybe provide an overview of the Smart Building and Smart City program. This is an 8-day short course that is looking to focus on ESG in green technology. And we want to equip learners with future-ready skills for emerging green jobs, or those jobs that are going green in the built environment and environmental services sectors. All right. So this program is going to help you broaden and deepen your understanding of key corporate sustainability concepts and frameworks that can assist in driving and implementing profitable sustainability strategies in your company. And learners will learn how using IoT technology and other advanced technologies that can bridge the gap between sustainability goals and urban development strategies. And this is going to allow you and allow your company to reduce their environmental footprint. And also this program is going to allow you to acquire skills on how to write or develop sustainability reports and calculate your organization's carbon footprint. So this program is starting in February, to be precise, on 27th of Feb, and it will run for 8 days. And it will be conducted at the NTU at One North campus. This program is very well suited for professionals in the built environment and environmental sectors, or for those who have intention to make a switch into these industries as well. but it's also well suited for those who are tasked to drive sustainability initiatives in your organization, or for those who are looking to develop emerging and industry-related skills, then this program is for you. So our trainers, they have immense industry knowledge in this sector, and they are ready to share their knowledge and experience in helping you upskill in sustainability. So we have Mr. Eric Low. We have Dr. Robert Tiong. He is the professor in School of Civil and Environmental Engineering at NTU, and he's also the Deputy Director of Center for Infrastructure Systems at NTU as well. And the third trainer we have is Mr. Syed Mubarak. With that, let me get Eric to give you an introduction of our trainers and the program in detail. Eric is an NTU alumni himself, and he is an advocate of smart cities and building digital twin and sustainability solutions, and he's also an advocate for UN SDG goals. He has collaborated with many companies delivering smart cities, buildings, and sustainability solutions as a technopreneur and advisor. So please take this opportunity to ask questions. You may key in your questions in the chat or the Q&A function as well also, and we will get to those questions at the end of the session. I think with that, I would like to invite Eric to share more.
Hi, everybody. My name is Eric, the Program Director for this course. So I think thanks, Cami, for introducing me, but I would like to also further introduce myself. As an advocate for smart technology for cities and building, I'm glad to serve as a NTU alumni and also to be involved in this inaugural sustainability course. I'm currently a technopreneur running a digital twin company, 𝐸𝐿EMENT, which have won multiple awards for its contribution to smart building and cities. I'm also sitting on the board of for several tech startups as their business advisor and mentors. So as a thought leader, as well as a co-founder of a smart city network community, I drive sustainability leadership in a built environment. And currently, I'm also serving as an educator in several university programs in the deep tech venture building, business transformation, as well as driving sustainability in a green tech program like this. I will be also the trainer for this program course, module 1 to 3, and which I will share more later. If you miss what Cami have briefly shared, I will share this subsequent in the following slides. Okay, but before that, let me introduce also my co-trainer. Okay, Mr. Syed. Okay, Mr. Syed actually is a domain expert in sustainability for many years. He has been a practitioner involving in roles in corporate, playing strategic roles, dealing with ESG frameworks, carbon footprints, reports, even sustainability declaration. Again, he will share more during his sharing for module 4 to 6 outline. And next, I will have this Professor Robert Tiong, which I think he is really instrumental in his work in NTU in the area of construction, engineering, and management. He will be delivering some section of the program, especially on the NTU PPP infrastructure projects, as well as his work with ADB, World Bank in the area of risk analysis. Of course, he will also share some of the green building and infrastructure by NTU within the campus. So these are the 3 key trainers that will be involved in the course itself. But of course, we will also have our support program director, Mr. Edward Tay. Edward, whom is currently an associate professor practice in UN, UNITA, who have great experience in venture capital, green finance, and have been contributing much in the various universities, as well as corporate as sustainability ambassadors. Okay, so without further ado, let me go through review this 8 days program. If you have missed it, technically we had a lot of content to download to all of you on sustainability topics, as well as the learning objectives, as you can see there. Okay, but however, don't be too scared about that. I promise you it will be covered very broad-based, and yet it is comprehensive enough so that you can actually achieve a minimum of sustainability 101 that is also practical with real case example in the market happening today. So for these 8 days, as you know, it's 8 days, 6 modules. The future of smart building and city cost breakdown will be as follows. So 4 days for module 1 to 3 will be done by myself with some segment covered by Prof. Robert. And another 4 days, module 4 to 6 will be done by Mr. Syed with some segments contributed by also Professor Robert. So just go into day 1, module 1. We will start off with the introduction of smart building and cities, the global trends, and also the SDG, United Nations SDG goals, with examples of NTU case study on sustainability frameworks and also PPP development. And with that will lead us to day 2. So for day 2, we will share Singapore Green Plan, which is, I think, every one of us would need to know Singapore Green Plan and some important concept on sustainability and ESG reporting are the tools that can be used as well. And there may be some activity also in this day where we will actually involve participants like you to share your views on Singapore Green Plan. So this is not just a one way, but there will be some activities that will involve the participant as well to share their expertise and even their contributions. Then we have day 3 and 4. And in module 3, we will have this focus on application of sustainability in smart buildings and cities with numerous examples of what can be done or what have been done, especially in Singapore, to achieve net carbon zero, and also how the different ministries are contributing to sustainability in their own ways. So there will also be a sharing of Singapore Energy Plan 2050, which will involve various new renewable energy and also green tech, so that all of us are aware of how we are addressing energy issues in Singapore. So definitely, I think it will not be all words during the courses. These are some of the sample information slides that we will delve into during the course for areas like smart city and buildings with sustainability planning, discussion on also sharing of a BCA Green Mark standard. These are all will be very holistic information. There's of course, you can go very deep, but we prefer to make this course more sizable and more easy for you to absorb. There's also discussion or even sharing of 5 pillars of smart city development and areas in green tech and UN sustainability goals. We will introduce you what are the 17 goals and how are they related to sustainability, or at least what is sustainability in terms of smart city and also in terms of building. So definitely, Singapore Green Plan 2030 will be covered. And also, I think we will be able to consolidate some information to share on Singapore ranking, whether is it as a sustainable city or livable city or even a smart city. So again, we will cover also smart city trends and also smart building trends. As you can see, these trends are ever changing. So whether you are really interested in, or you just want to know what is the trend for even 2022, 2023 and beyond, I think this is a good guide and discussion topics that we all be able to share with the industrial player and also among participants each other. Okay, so in the areas of energy, Singapore Green Energy Plan 2050, that will be definitely covered, and with other information in regards to renewable energy, the green energy per se, whether is it wind turbine, solar panels, biomass, and hydro, electric, geothermal, etc., will be discussed as a general information, as well as areas into green energy or clean energy and electric vehicles will also be covered holistically, as well as areas that are green infrastructure will also be covered in this topic and course. And there will be also case study, definitely real case study that we have consolidated for all of you in terms of sustainability application. And also we will also discuss topics, hot topics like electricity imports for Singapore, and also all the latest news that you'll be getting in relates to energy related. This will actually, my section, I will conclude this section of my 4 days, 3 modules outline. And I will hand over to Syed to share his part on the other 4 days, 3 modules of the course. Syed, hand over to you.
Thank you, Eric. It's my great honor to be here. And thank you for inviting me to be part of this ecosystem to deliver modules for driving sustainability in green technology. As Eric has introduced in the beginning, myself being in the sustainability, ESG, that is environmental, social, and corporate governance, as well as technology and business development, over 3 decades in Singapore and the Asia Pacific market. So I've been working with several organizations, Fortune 500 companies, in providing strategic roadmap for them to achieve decarbonization, as well as reporting ESG reports into stock exchanges following different frameworks. And besides my day job, I also provide various other services to startups here in Singapore, Hong Kong, and Europe. Those are all very related to focusing on smart building or smart city development, achieving net zero or net zero carbon goals. In parallel, I also serve as a vice chair for Smart City Network, where myself and Eric Lowe been involved heavily in helping ASEAN cities to uphold a new urban agenda in terms of smart and sustainable cities development. So once again, I'm really honored to share my expertise, experience, and knowledge to the participant who will be part of this inaugural program by NTU on driving sustainability in green technology for smart building and smart city. So here I cover module 4 to 6. The module 4 will be heavily focused on climate change, carbon, and environmental management system. What is the need for buildings and smart city development perspective? So here we will be looking in a broader spectrum of what are the greenhouse gases. I mean, like what are the scope 1, scope 2, scope 3 emission, how that is correlate with the climate change, what we are talking about today, and why companies, cities, and governments really need to look into that 3 different emissions, and what are the goals the companies need to focus on in terms of achieving UN development goals or Paris Agreement perspective. While we talk about carbon emissions and greenhouse gas emissions, but there are a lot of legal frameworks. So we will be looking at in a high level, what are the global, regional, and local frameworks are available, and how the companies and corporations has to embed into that. Ultimately, I will also happy to share that the participants of the group could learn how to calculate carbon emission for themselves, an individual. What is your carbon emission perspective, and how you can able to take action as an individual to lead a sustainable lifestyle. On a day 5, can I move to the next slide? Okay, on a day 6, so I'll be focusing heavily on supply chain and circularity or circular economy within smart city and smart building development. I think all of you know that during COVID, supply chain became the biggest challenge. And so the COVID is here, COVID is gone, but climate change will continue to disrupt the market. So how we can build our supply chain in a more sustainable manner, and also it can develop into the circular economy concept. Here we will delve into some of the concepts as well as standards. For example, like a GRI, Global Reporting Initiative, actually have a standard very specific to supply chain management context, and how sustainability can be built into the supply chain in order to reduce carbon emission. Ultimately, it also gives a better economic standpoint for the cities, companies, and for the government perspective. And also we will delve into a little bit of case studies. What are the workable solutions available in the market? How Singapore is embedding or enhancing into the circular economy concept, and also what are the regional countries are doing in that context in a little bit of a global level, so that the participants have a great different flavor of supply chain related sustainability, so that they can adapt in their job or businesses, whatever they belongs to. On my day 8, that is the last module, which I will be covering purely on the G aspect of ESG, which is very crucial, corporate governance. So what is really corporate governance means? What is good governance and what is not a good governance? And what are the standards, frameworks are mandated by different regulatory bodies, for example, like a Singapore Stock Exchange or Monetary Authority of Singapore, government perspective, ministries perspective, and also in a regional level, like a Hong Kong Stock Exchange, or global level, like a UN. What are the policies and procedures businesses has to follow, not only for business and also in the context of human rights or anti-money laundering, anti-bribery, and corruption, like a ABAC standard. And also we will be a little bit deep dive into global compact. There is actually a 10 principles, or we can call it 10 commandment, what global compact is driving, helping companies to embed a good corporate governance perspective. And then in the last but not least, we will be a little bit deep dive into global level frameworks like a GRI, CDP. The CDP means Carbon Disclosure Protocol, and TCFD. TCFD is for Task Force related to Climate Finance Disclosures. If any of you know about it, Singapore Stock Exchange actually mandated TCFD should be fundamental of ESG reporting starting from 2024 onwards. So basically that, whoever in this participating in this course, going to be in a business leader or mid-level manager for the listed companies, I think this will be a greater opportunity for you to learn and also apply on the job. As Eric has mentioned, this whole program is not just going to be like a theoretical, but there will be a more practical or engagement initiatives. So on a module 4, I will be talking a lot about environmental management system, carbon, computation, verification, reporting, and when it goes into that, how that really translates into what kind of methodology, what kind of verification standard, how we going to compute. Even we will be doing certain level of computation exercise, so that the course will be more interactive and two-way kind of concept. So in the next slide, this will, one of the global standard called GHG, Greenhouse Gas Protocol, which is a very fundamental for any companies or cities or governments in terms of tracking their carbon emission, scope 1, scope 2, scope 3. So we will deep dive into GHG, how that can be applied in a different context of businesses. So here I will give some examples of ISO 14001. That's actually an environmental management system which helps companies to come out with a framework, strategy, and also continual improvement perspective. It's like any other ISO, like ISO 9001 or 18001. Then one more ISO we will be introducing in this, ISO 14064. This is purely for greenhouse gas management, tracking, monitoring, and measurement perspective. So last but not least, so you will able to do some level of a carbon calculation for yourself. And Arshib, if you want to go into besides calculation, for you to take action, how you can mitigate your carbon emission or even do a carbon offset. So I will be happy to share some of the real world examples. So in terms of supply chain management, we will look at different standards. What is really a responsible supply chain management, and where you can apply circularity into the supply chain management context. So this, and let me see the next slide. Right. So we will also think during this context, I will also try to introduce a frontier technology like a blockchain. Because when it comes to supply chain, there are two challenges: transparency and traceability context, and that is very important for supply chain sustainability. So I will a little bit introduce a blockchain and work useful use cases. So hopefully that will benefit the participants. So next slide is all about corporate governance. We will talk more about corporate governance, good governance, and of course, UN Global Compact. And I will introduce ISO 37001, which will be heavily focusing on whistleblowing activity, compliance, and anti-bribery. And a little bit about UN guideline or guiding principle for businesses and human rights in the context of SDG. As Eric has mentioned in the beginning, he will introduce the 17 SDG goals, but we will deep dive into in the corporate governance perspective in this module. And we will also touch on what are the global, local, and regional standards from a regulatory point of view, or certification bodies point of view, or even reporting standards point of view. I'm sure some of you might have come across these names, but we will discuss in more detail when it comes to the class, when we host the class. And last but not least, I will share a lot of use cases. And this is one of the use cases which I'm very closely involved in my last job when I was managing Las Vegas Sands portfolio. I've been developed and deployed 7 ESG reports between 2014 to 2021. So I'll be sharing a lot of cases from environmental, social, and corporate governance point of view through these examples, which will benefit the participant in a real world example. So with this, I will hand over to Eric to further continue the conversation. Thank you, Eric.
Thank you very much, Syed. Let me go to the next slide. Next one, again, sorry. Again, last slide. Yes, okay. Thank you. I think as I promised, it is very broad as well as very comprehensive. As you can hear what Syed have described, that he's able to do all this transfer of knowledge within just a short 4 days period. And I must say that I will also be a learner in this course because there's so much to learn in terms of sustainability contents and topics. And I must say that it's also for all, not only for practitioner or professional, but it is also for even people that just want to know a bit about sustainability. You can also sign up for this course, as well as for professionals, so which you want to go in depth into particular topics or reporting. You could at least get a glimpse of what you're expected to be able to learn and get back from there. So having said that, I believe all, as you know, is only 8 days. And of course, I also understand that it's also your investment in the 8 days. So that's 8 full days. So overall, we have a lot of things to download to you and share with you, but you also will have to commit on these 8 days. So that is also a tough decision. Okay, but I must promise you that to say that what you will get out of these 8 days, you will definitely learn about the future trends of smart building and cities of the world. And you are able to even pivot towards a built environment infrastructure and get to know more about the Singapore Green Plan if you are not aware, or Singapore Energy Plan 2050. Definitely, you will acquire knowledge in terms of 101, at least basic 101, and also skill set of all the sustainability reporting, calculation on carbon footprint. Enough, at least this is something that I would say that it equip you so that you can even start discussing about such topics with even professionals. So even you are a mature now, you are just trying to learn something about sustainability. With these 8 days, just a short 8 days, you are able to achieve at least a level where we can even discuss smart technology or sustainability topics. But of course, not having said that, you also can learn the green technology that's going to happen, that's happening, or have been implementing with real case studies, so you are more aware of what have been implemented in terms of green technology now. You of course will be able to network with fellow sustainability advocates. So I believe all of you will have signed up are going to be sustainability advocates, and then you can also interact with industrial practitioners like us, whom rarely, actually I would say we rarely want to become a trainer, because we are all in our practitioner jobs, and hopefully this course will be able to have a chance for you to interact with us as practitioner, and also share your views with us. Definitely you will receive an inaugural NTU Green Tech certification just with 8 days for continuing education and training. But more importantly, for people who really want to switch to this new trend, or in fact the trend that I will encourage everybody to be in this trend of sustainability, you'll be on track and ready for even our next NTU longer course, which is we provide for Skill Future Career Transition, a 4-month course that will include company visits, where there's opportunity for you to work in those companies, and also capstone project that we'll be doing with those companies, and thus gear up for employment and also leadership in the sustainability industry. As soon as by third quarter 2023, you'll be able to be equipped and ready. Okay, so finally, you will be funded, definitely. I think Cami later will share the different funding that will be available, or you can visit the website to know more about the information. So in conclusion, before the Q&A, I'd like to share with you, this course is for everybody, 8 days commitment. And hopefully we will see all of you there. And if not, please try to also share this with your fellows, colleagues, or even your friends, which are really interested to embark on this journey of sustainability. Thank you. Cami?
Thanks, Eric. Okay, all right. So thank you so much, Eric and Syed, for your time. We're sure the information and knowledge that you shared with the participants today have given them a bit of an idea of what to expect and learn in the Smart Building and Smart City program. So just to share with all of you, the course provider is PACE at NTU, and at the end of the program, learners will receive a continuing education and training certificate. As shared earlier, this course is Skills Future funded. So if you are a Singaporean or PR, up to 70% is provided. And if you are under the Enterprise Training Support Scheme for SMEs, you can get up to 90% funding. And if you are a Singaporean aged 40 years and above, your funding will be up to 90% as well. So this is an 8-day short program. So to be eligible for the funding, learners must attain at least about 75% of the training attendance, and you must pass all associated assessments with it as well also. So just keep in mind that this program is Skills Future funded. With that, I think we would like to open the floor to questions. Please do send in your questions along the way. I do see a couple of questions as well, so we're going to answer them. So let's get to it. I think first of all, we have a question from Kok Po. He wants to understand is there any SCEM PDUs, or is this a PE PDU allocation? In terms of professional education credits, if I'm not wrong. Eric,
Okay.
would you be able to yes.
See whether I can answer. I believe this is 8 days course only. Okay, so in terms of accreditation, I believe the focus is more on the knowledge, and also to set the base for your future accreditation. So as I also received another inquiries on whether is it for professionals only starting to adopt, or even for those who just starting out in the journey, that is where this course is actually designed and created for. It's actually for both the professionals that is already in the market practicing without any even accreditation, because I think these are all very important, very even holistic way of education today. We don't go for certification only, but we also go for knowledge and also practical and real topics that we are discussing on in sustainability. So as to answer you, actually there's no such so-called accreditation in a way, but definitely 8 days is a lot in there. So probably it will be even more than whatever that you may have found in today's course in terms of accrediting a sustainability champion. Okay, so for another question, I think is also I've mentioned with I think participant Stanley, would there be an advanced certificate for sustainability coming out? Actually, that is what I mentioned. So this 8-day course is actually prepare you for the advanced certificate, which is the SCTP. SCTP will be the skill future career transition. That would likelihood be an advanced certificate for sustainability from NTU. Okay, so I hope I do answer all or some of your questions.
Great. Okay, Eric, just one more question as well. The question is, if as a professional starting off to adopt sustainability strategies for an organization, how would this course be beneficial, especially if you are or if they're starting off in this journey for the first time? Do they need any prior sustainability knowledge as well?
Okay, maybe I want to pose this question to Syed because I think his part is very, very detailed. And is it suitable for people who have no sustainability knowledge, or is it that is really for professional? Maybe Syed, you want to comment?
Sure, Eric. I think it's a very interesting question. And the whole idea of this masterclass is actually meant for both professional and non-professional. I mean, meaning that those who do not have a sustainability knowledge or experience. But also this course will give an opportunity for those who want to switch career into sustainability, green related job, which is actually going to be the future in the decades to come, right? Even when you take it now to 2030, because or even beyond 2030. So the simple answer is yes. If anyone wants to start a new career into sustainability, I think this course will set a great foundation. And as you've gone through the 6 modules over 8 days, it covers very different subjects, from a strategy to the reporting, and in between all the operational things of sustainability. So the participant were able to learn a lot of concepts and also real world use cases. So they can easily take home and then start to apply on the job. And ultimately, if they want to go into much more broader spectrum of sustainability, and our second course on SCTP over which will come in soon, I think that will give them an advanced certification, so that could be a part of a continuing education in embedding sustainability into organization wherever they are. So we always welcome both entrants and also the professionals. So that will give a good mix as well for knowledge sharing and prosperity.
Okay, thank you. To add on, I believe nobody know everything about sustainability. As I say, even in this 8 days course, I will also be a learner, or Syed will also be a learner, to learn from each other, because we are all coming from different practitioner background, and also we have our real project experience. We have our own involvement, whether is it on surface or even deep in. That is what we want to share here, and we will also welcome participants who have great knowledge to come on board, so that we can share experience, and also for participants who do not have any knowledge. So I think this is a great opportunity. Just 8 days, you probably will be able to even act like a professional. Thank you very much.
So Eric, we do have one more question. This is from Stanley as well. 8 days is pretty long course to commit to. Would this course be a prerequisite for the subsequent advanced certificate?
Okay, I think that's a reasonable question, which I think that's why I mentioned 8 days is a commitment. I must really agree. But I think it's not a prerequisite. Definitely, it's not a prerequisite. But as I mentioned, it set a good base, because in the skill future career transition SCTP advanced certificate, if you are going for just advanced certificate or even a career transition, yeah, that is the focus of that program, 4 months. In fact, that is even a longer commitment of 4 months. But the focus will be all more on the company, even potential matchmaking, or getting to know some of the company that is really in action on site that you will have. So there will be sort of a very small, I would say, even another revision of what will be covered in the 8 days. But I think this 8 days actually is really, I would say, educationally is a fundamental thing that you need to know before you want to decide even if you want to switch career to a sustainability or even get an advanced certificate. So I hope I answer you the question. Do consider, yes, 8 days commitment, I must agree. But I think for me, myself, I feel that it's even worthwhile.
I think, probably I will add a little bit what Eric has well said, but I think although it is not a prerequisite, but if someone pursue this 8-day masterclass and when they want to go to the next 4 months course, I think this will get set a right foundation, so that will be easy for them to pursue on the larger class, and then so that they can be a much better person in sustainability. So I think it's worth investing in it. And even if you don't go to the SCTP, but the 8-day course will also give you a broader spectrum for you to get on with the job, wherever you wish to pursue.
Any more questions?
I don't think there are any other questions, so that would be it. Thank you very much, Eric and Syed. And I guess for Moon Kwong, thank you so much. I believe there would have been error in terms of the title of the program, but today's webinar is on Smart City for sure. Okay, with that, if you have any other further questions, please do speak to us. Please do drop us your inquiries via WhatsApp, email, or we're just a phone call away. Or please do scan the code on the screen right now. That's our WhatsApp QR code for Global Green Connect. And we will be able to answer any of the questions that you might have moving forward as well. And here is the Smart Building and Smart City program details on the NTU website. You may scan the code to enroll yourself for the program. The course starts on 27 February and the registration closes on 13th of Feb. With that, thank you all for your time. A special thanks again to Eric and Syed for the insightful sharing earlier, and we really appreciate your time and sharing the knowledge with us as well. With that, have a good lunch and a good day, everyone. Thank you.